You'll arrive in half a mile.
Okay,
Half a mile.
here we are coming into Ney, Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay, don't miss it.
My dad worked at a wheat, what was it? Some kind of wheat plant. I'm
Well,
wondering if one of these is possibly.
this looks like some kind of farm.
Jewel Grain Company.
Yeah, grain.
There's a park. A community park.
Do you remember a Park 22?
No, we don't.
It looks fairly new.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know they had a stoplight.
Gas station.
Fire department.
You've arrived at your destination.
Marty's Country Cooking, good times and good friends. The May Village Hall. What are some of your memories about May, Mom?
Oh gosh.
There's something wrong with our transmission.
I remember walking from our house to the downtown and having orange pineapple ice cream cones
Where did you get that?
and an orange. And it was, I don't know, it was at a, which is the main street?
Well, we just turned off of the main street
I
because I think
have
we're
to go the other direction.
getting out of town here. So let me turn around.
Now, did you say something about the transmission?
Yeah, I think something's wrong with the transmission.
Why?
Well, it just doesn't sound like it's shifting. So I'm gonna pull up here and turn the car off.
Is the camera still on?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to turn that off?
No?
Okay.
Well, nothing looks familiar yet.
And what was the name of the street that you lived on?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It was the main street.
Would you recognize the house?
I would hope so, but I can't say for sure.
I guess maybe I should have reached out to Lynn or Joyce. Maybe Joyce would have remembered.
She might have. She was a year younger than I.
Well, let's drive back through town and see if we...
I'm thinking the other direction. I might. Well, I don't know. We went through town. Of course, it could be all changed up.
I see the tachometer and it's shifting.
Yeah, it seems like it's doing better now. When we were going 35 before, it was running up in the 25 to 3,000 RPM range.
Well, maybe it's that thing that we were having issues with
Yeah,
before.
maybe.
It just needs to be reset. Okay, you have to look closely. 'Cause
I am. I'm getting
it
ready.
lasts for about 60 seconds at that.
It was on a corner.
It was on a corner.
Yeah.
And you think it was on the main street?
Yes. Because we walked down the street to that place to get ice cream.
Okay, here's the creek or the river.
I was only 12 years old, so
We're going into town.
Okay,
I'm looking for a corner house.
These
here's
here are on the corner.
Pollock Street.
I don't know that.
Well, I thought maybe saying the street names might help you remember.
Jackson
Street. Center Street.
There's Marty's Country Club.
Marty's
and I wonder if
Country
this is where you
Cookie.
got your ice cream, someplace like that. That's pretty cool.
There's the post office.
Do you know how close you live to the post office?
No. There's a house on the corner,
There's lots of houses on the corner, though.
but I wonder if it might be that one.
Should I call Joyce?
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, we're in Ney, Ohio. Here's the Ney United Methodist Church.
Yeah, no, and I don't remember that we went to church. Gosh, 12 years old.
If I see
12.
somebody, do you want me to ask them if they know Tutu?
No, they
No.
wouldn't know me as Tutu. It would be Lois Booth, or Joyce Booth, or Jim, or Bill. Bill would have been a baby.
Baby Bill.
Is this a corner house?
Good morning. How are you? Good. Well, go ahead. We are in Ney, Ohio. And we are driving around looking at all the houses, and Mom can't remember what street you lived on. Right. We've driven through the main street twice
there's
and
another.
haven't been able to find it.
There's another corner house, and there's another corner house.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. I'm thinking that one
She
is.
thinks it was on the edge of town.
Well, this is sort of on the edge.
Yeah.
If you were driving,
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
you know, the house may not even be there.
She thought it
You
was
know,
on the edge of
because
town.
We're talking, we're talking 50 years ago?
60 years.
So it would.
Mhm.
You thought it was on the
Well, I
edge of
was
town?
12.
Yes.
Going into town or going out of town?
Going out of town on the right-hand side, from what I remember, it was like one of the very first houses.
That's the one I
on
thought
the
back
edge
there.
of town.
Was it before or after the bridge?
Oh, I don't know, because I don't remember any of that.
Maybe the bridge wasn't there. Do you remember where the water
It
tower
may
was?
be.
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Do you remember where the water tower was?
No,
What
No.
kind of a plant did Dad work in? Wasn't it a grain elevator?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, Joyce.
A grain elevator? I don't remember any of that. All I remember...
Grain. A grain. A grain. Like,
Oh, a grain.
yes,
No, I don't remember any of that.
I remember that.
See, the whole place is probably changed.
Right.
We're talking decades ago. How come you're in Ney?
Because it's a sunny day and we just thought we'd go for a ride. And
Oh, gosh, I wish I would have met you.
it's a beautiful day.
I don't think I meant to go back there.
But yeah, it's a beautiful day. We just thought we'd take a drive, and we ended up in Ney.
Are you all together? I mean, you tell Lois,
And Rue.
and Rue is with you also.
Yes,
Good.
she is.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, we're talking. This was after the war, after World War II, and when we first came to the States, so like about
1945.
1949, something like that.
I thought it
We're
was
going
19.
way, way back, so that could be. I just remember it being a very. I loved the house.
Yeah.
It was, and it had these.
Yeah, what does she remember about the house?
Off the living room was this dining room, and it opened up into double open doors that went into the dining room where you could use the room for anything. And I always remember like having a
2 bathrooms, and then you moved into a house that didn't have any.
That's right. We had no indoor plumbing when we moved to Indiana to the place, in Fremont there,
Right,
which no longer exists either.
right.
Tell her
Oh
about
my goodness.
tell her about the time you went to Fremont to look for the house.
Who?
Pardon me?
Joyce. You and Bill tell Laura about the time that you went and found the house had just been dismantled.
In Fremont.
We were on our way. Bill, this is when Gail and I lived in probably Lyle at that time, and we were coming in to Auburn for Mother's 75th birthday.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember
And
why.
we were going, Gail was mentioning
Yeah, I
to
remember.
Bill. Bill had flown in from either Florida or I think at that time he was in Florida or New York, who knows where he was. But anyway, he and Jan had flown in for Mother's 75th birthday, and they were with us in the car. And Dale knew that we were very, very close to the area in which we had lived. So Dale said to Bill, would you like to take a look at the house? And Bill said, sure. When we got there, the house was demolished, and there was a tractor, not a tractor, but a plow, kind of like a plow, that was ready to bury all of this debris into the ground.
That was once our house.
So we drove up to a huge pile of nothing that was ready to be dug into the ground. And I got out of the car. I think Bill, Dale, and I were in shock. And the man on the tractor, or whatever you call it, plow or something, we told him why we were there. And he got off the tractor and just allowed us to have some time there.
Wow.
And don't we have pictures of it?
Yes. Somewhere.
Yes, and I'm not sure, and I know I do too, and I'm not sure if they're in the album or not. It was a stunner, believe me. And of course, we didn't want to tell Mother at that time. We did not.
Yeah, you're going to her birthday party.
Yes. I knew Bill was in shock. I could tell by his reaction, and of course so was I.
And then you went to the cemetery and saw Mother's tombstone. But she
Yeah,
had,
that was a lovely time, wasn't it?
yeah,
You talk about, a day's event. And that's right, I saw her tombstone and I thought, what? Oh, I wasn't expecting this call.
it's on this side of the street.
So you're still looking?
Yes, it's on this side of the street.
It may be a totally different picture.
Sure.
But I know it's
I'm
on,
sure I wouldn't be able to find it. It's possible that it just doesn't exist.
It could be.
I do remember. Do you?
Yes, we've driven back and forth numerous times just so we could drive through it, but it takes 60 seconds to drive through it.
it has a stoplight.
Don't blink. Right.
Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I wish I were there.
Yes.
Me too.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh,
I just wish we had a better idea of where it was, when it was.
Well, it was
Yes.
75, 85, about 75 years ago, because I was
Yes.
11 or 12.
Okay. It's interesting how the years go because right now I have my oldest granddaughter from Seattle here, Taylor, and she's 29 years old. She's overseeing the two younger grandchildren, the 18-year-old and the 10-year-old, Gracie and Cameron, because Lynn and Sean are in Costa Rica. So anyway, I went over there last night to have pizza and watch a movie. So Taylor said, "Do you like musicals?" And I said yes. And she said, so she was scanning through the movies that were available, and she said, "Have you seen the current Mary Poppins movie?" And I said, "No." I said, "I didn't know there was a current one." And so anyway, that's what we were watching, and it was a 2020 musical. Very, very delightful, equally as entertaining as the original one. So I said to Taylor, I said, "Well, how old is the original one?" It's probably about 20 years old. So she looked it up. That came out in 1965.
Yeah.
56 years ago, the original one,
Isn't that crazy?
with Julie Andrews.
Right.
So that was such a shock. Have you seen that current Mary Poppins one?
No.
No, but maybe we'll watch that.
Okay, then I won't tell you about the ending.
Okay.
Okay, but if you have not seen it, you should. It's delightful. When I first started watching it, I thought, well, there's no way they could equal the original one. But it was just it was very well done, very well done. So yes, you need to watch it. Tell I said that.
Yeah,
You need to
he's
watch this
listening.
musical.
I can hear you, Joyce.
Okay. Enough of baseball movies.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So anyway, oh gosh, well, that makes my day. Knowing that somebody got to May, that it's not a figment of my imagination.
No, it is not. Just
Nope.
don't blink.
This.
You can tell Lynn that when she's in Costa Rica or wherever that you went to Nay.
I know. I'll tell yes, because Sean would be interested too. Because there I was looking for that fork in the road. Oh gosh, Lois, that has to be quite emotional to
It is, and
be there.
all I
Like
think
that.
about is Dad. You know.
I know. Well, how much of the house do you remember?
I don't remember so much of the house. I just remember that it was on a corner. I remember I was on a bicycle, and the bicycle, when I turned the corner to go to the house, the wheels gave out and I ended up on the ground. And
We
I
went
just,
down there. You mean that very first trip downtown? We weren't on bicycles.
no, I was on a bicycle. I think probably my first bicycle. And I don't know that you were with me or not. But I think Dad saw me fall. So I must be just learning. I would be 11. Because I was 11 when we left the States. November 3rd, 1945.
Wow. Now all of a sudden he remembers the date.
Oh, I remembered that before. I've known the date.
Oh.
But we didn't move on Dad's birthday, did we?
I'm pretty sure that's when it was.
But it wasn't 45. I thought it was 49.
No, it was right. It was the year the war was over. No, it was 1945.
Okay, all right. Well, it's interesting because what I don't remember, Lois does, and what Lois doesn't remember, I do. So it takes the two of us to make a story.
We were talking, Tal and I were talking about that this morning, how the both of us together, we're not even quite sure it makes a whole.
Anyway, well then how far is it? What's the distance? It's not that far from Auburn, is it?
It was about a 30-minute drive, I guess.
Yeah, just...
I guess I really didn't realize it was that close.